What is up, everybody? This is Lycan coming to you with a Destiny Venus Patrol and my thoughts on the Taken King thus far. Now, I know I've released this video a little late, and I wanted to give the DLC a chance, try to experience a little bit of everything in the DLC to give you guys a more accurate opinion, not so biased on, what Bungie has done in the past. Now, the first thing is they have done a lot of new changes to, loot and story progression, and I have to say honestly, with the story, I am a lot more impressed than I have with, past releases, past DLC, and past content. The first two cutscenes of the entire story, in my opinion, are more impressive than everything released last year. As far as lore and story is concerned, they seem to add a little more emotion and character to a lot of the characters we have seen over the past year. And for new players coming in, that really hasn't been an issue because, you've got the Taken King now. But as far as loot is concerned, they made a big change to the loot drops in strikes. Now, instead of things dropping at the end of the strike, you will now get loot drops for boss kills. So say for the Cerberus Vay 3 strike on Mars, you have a chance of getting loot from killing the tank, and you have loot drops that you will get for killing the main boss, Talus Valark. And these loot drops get progressively better the more strikes you do consecutively. So the more strikes you do back to back to back, your loot drops will continually get better. Your chances for better drops, legendary gear, and just overall better gear than you already have increases substantially. Now, another thing I really want to talk about is the weapon reskins and reskinning of gear in general. This is one of the biggest problems I had in the Taken King thus far. A few weapons and pieces of armor are just reskins of past pieces of gear from previous DLCs. For instance, some of the Warlock hoods and, the Hunter helmets. They still have the gear that's like the yellow-eyed gas mask kind of looking helmet for the Hunter that, that was back in the Dark Below. And, now it's back in blue and green and even legendary, and, it's stronger than even some of the raid gear from last year. And it's kind of like I expect a lot more out of Bungie as a development company. They have a lot more creativity and a lot more drive than to keep reskinning items, especially weapons. For instance, like Dead Orbit has an auto rifle that was a House of Wolves reskin that every other faction had last DLC, and it's kind of insulting that they would do little things like this to kind of try to get by. And honestly, I feel it's just poor and lazy development. If you're going to put all this time and effort, and especially put the price tag on the Taken King like you did, even though you lowered the price of the collector's content, you need to make sure everything you're delivering is new and fresh content, and not just make sure 90% of it is new and fresh content, and then, reskinning a few things and saying, oh, well, they won't mind, 90% of everything's new, No, your fans deserve better than that, and you should definitely take a look at things like that whenever you're, creating a DLC, especially one priced as highly as the one you made now. But other than that, that was really only my main issue with everything I've seen so far. But is it worth the buy? Definitely. Is the collector's edition worth the buy? No, it's definitely not. Do I enjoy the game? Yes, and I'm actually enjoying Destiny a hell of a lot more than I have in the past year. But anyway, guys, I'll try to bring you another video soon. This is Lycan, and happy hunting, Guardians.